just, it's huge.
Nathan, give these to the crowd, everyone, one, I guess, final piece of advice. What if you were sort of, let's say you're starting over, you're brand spanking new to this business, or you're new to short sales, right, or new to real estate in general. What do you think, what kind of advice would you give them to get going?
Every single person you talk to, if you're brand new, it's difficult to get realtors to work with you right away, but every single person you talk to, you need to give them the elevator speech, okay? This is because I don't spend any money in marketing, and I got up to 110 deals without spending any money in marketing, just from talking to people. I never really gave realtor presentations because we have a lot of non-investor friendly realtors in Florida. It's not like the areas that Jim is in, like you guys in Cleveland. It's different. So if we gave in certain areas, giving a presentation, you'll get slaughtered. You know, they're just going to assume everything we're doing is illegal or, you know, whatever. So I would tell every single person I ran into, I would ask them what they did for a living, and they would tell me, and they would always ask me what I did for a living. And I would tell them, I buy and sell houses from people that are behind on payments, that don't have any equity, that are about to, you know, lose their house, or they're about to be behind on payments. And basically, and then I break it down from it, and just pretend that you're talking to like a kindergartner. Break it down for them exactly. Say, basically, here's the scenario. Someone has a house and it's worth $250 and they owe $350. Well, those people come to me and I get their lender to accept a settlement on the account. You only want to use the word short sale if you're talking to someone that's in real estate. So just regular Joe on the street, you say settlement. Everyone knows what a settlement is. Some people are confused as to what a short sale is. And then I get their, so the agreement is that I'm going to get their lender to accept a settlement on the account and resell the house. And I don't charge anything to do this. I make my money on whatever the difference between what I buy it for and what I sell it for, so that they have a settled account on their credit as opposed to a foreclosure. If you tell every single person you know that speech, even if they're standing in line next to you at Starbucks, you're going to have deals. I promise you, okay? And then the other tip I would give is when you guys start to get a BPO agent, like what Josh was talking about, get a BPO agent, hire a hot BPO agent. 75% of the BPO agents that work for banks, enterprises that work for banks, are men. Do you see where I'm going with this, okay? Sometimes I used to, if it was a woman BPO agent, my friend Preston had a teacup Yorkie, okay? So if it was a woman BPO agent, I used to go out there with the teacup Yorkie and my BPO, and I'd be like, yeah, I'm taking care of this dog. You want to pet him? By the way, here's my BPO. You know, just think outside of the box. You know, if you just follow a script, if you can't get them, you know, these are people you're talking to. You have to use Jedi mind tricks and whatever it takes to make them think it was their idea, not your idea, to give you their number. That's all I got.
That's awesome. We're gonna.
Right.
That's great. Please give Nathan a round of applause. Thanks, Nathan. Next, we have Jim McFadgen from Colorado. And Jim, like Nathan, has been with us since we really started our coaching program. Greg and I initially started coaching and teaching people in our area back in 2004. Right when we sort of got going, once we started to have consistent results in our business, we started teaching and coaching other people. And it was mostly friends and family, guys like Derek, Zach, my brother, Ted. And then we didn't really want to get into the seminar business. For several years, people asked us to get in and teach nationally the stuff that we knew. Well, we just did our first event, you know, like 15 months ago. And Jim and Nathan were part of our very initial first coaching program. So I really want to thank them for having faith in us, because at that time we had not coached on a national level. But I think it's been an unbelievable partnership. Really, it's a partnership, because we teach them what we know, we continue to refine our business and teach them more and more, and then they come back to us and say, dude, listen, I tried this is working awesome. Or in my area, this isn't working so good. So some of the things that we've taught you guys so far, and we'll teach you, are ideas that Nathan's come up with and shared with the group, or Jim's come up with and shared with the group. And that's really part of this family, this community that we're building, is not just about me getting up here and talking to you guys for 3 days and then let you leave and just try it out and see if it works. I want every single one of you guys to succeed like these guys on the stage are succeeding. Jim, so tell us a little bit about what's going on with you.
Well, actually, how we got in contact with Shrek was my wife and I were beta testers for RealFlow. We got referred from Skip Tracer Steve at Merrilogics, and they had a conference call, and my wife couldn't be on the call, and it was like one of those epiphanies. I just felt like a little kid. I was jumping up and down going, honey, these guys are the bomb. And she's like, she's heard me talk about 100 different gurus when I get excited. And she's like, yeah, whatever, honey. Well, they had another call about a week later. This time she got on it. She looked at me and says, I have a good feeling about these guys. So we ended up being a beta tester for RealFlow, and then they were talking about their realtor renaissance. And I said, you know what? That just makes so much sense. We had been closing deals. We've been full-time investors for about 6 years. Started out doing subject to, some rehabbing, that type of stuff. Didn't see the success we'd want. You know, we'd make a $20,000, $30,000 payday, go months without a payday, worry about our bills. Short sales came in about 2006 when we really started doing them. And then since we've been with them, we're closing anywhere from, 2 deals to 8 deals a month. We've had our first couple 6-figure months this year. We're working about 50 files. We could get more, but you know what? I'm in it for not just the money, I'm in it for the lifestyle, spend it with my kids, my wife, my friends. More importantly than anything, to me personally, is the character that these guys have. They really walk the talk. If you follow what they do, you're going to make some money. Like what Wendy, Sabrina, Nathan, everyone's going to tell you, it's about taking action. They give you the tools. You don't be like most people at seminars 2 weeks from now and give up because you haven't made money. They've changed my family's lifestyle. I probably would have been making it on my own without them, but not to the extent. I don't think Nathan, Sabrina, Wendy, Don, Jason. I just feel like, these are our calling from God. I'm not the most, I believe in God, but God blessed me with Shrek.
Thanks, Jim. I appreciate that, man.
When we had the coaching, my wife and I, we'd set up our call with Jeff Watson, with Josh once a month. And, it was for 30 minutes, an hour here and there, but those were the most important things because we actually were proactive. We know they're smarter than us, more successful than us. We're not going to reinvent the wheel. My wife is a lot better than I am. I'd kind of question things. If they said jump, my wife would say how high. And whatever they told us to do, we did, and then it started translating into deposits in our bank account. The other thing is, I said before, just get out there and do it. You might scrape your knees. Just a little FYI, when we first started, we were told, don't do the negotiation yourself. Do an outsourced company. Well, we hired a couple of companies, and they quite frankly sucked. We were 0 for 19. We were broke. I was, depressed. I was, my wife and I were scared. And then, I took the plunge and said, you know what, if I'm going to fail, I'm going to fail being proactive. So the first file I negotiated myself, we closed, got a $38,000 payday. And then it's just gone on from there. And then we just took the coaching. All these people up here and a lot of the people, the Jim Walkers, the Sharices, the Chris Council, wouldn't be where they are without coaching. And, if you guys are serious about making this, you should seriously consider, if you're not going to have them as a coach, you're foolish, but you need a coach, period. And, I can't say enough about them.
Thanks a lot, Jim. I appreciate that, man.